Honestly, it took me a while to really stop stressing about money. Now, granted, is money important? Yes. And is it essential? Yes. However, I feel like now, especially in this economy, at times like you can't really worry about it as much as you think you should. Now, let me explain this. Should you have a plan, if you're in debt, to get out of debt and to use your finances in a wise way, and should you budget and should you track expenses, all these things, yes, you should. However, though, as I was doing all these things and I'm on a good path in my financial journey, there were still times where I was stressing out about it. And that's just due to the fact that I want to get it done faster than how my plans reveal. And as much as that'd be great, with different things, I also have to understand that the path that I'm on already is already pretty good. And I'll still get there. It just won't be as fast. And if I were to make it happen faster, it would come at the expense of just my whole happiness in life itself, whether that may be getting a second job or, starting up a business or side hustle, all these different things. It would just come at the expense of my happiness. And so I've decided, like, which one would you rather have? More money now or happiness? And I'd rather choose happiness personally. And so that's why I've learned that now, I just can't worry and stress about money in the way that I was before. Because at the end of the day, you have to take it day by day, honestly. Like, there's only so much you can do in one day, and you can't think of too much about weeks from now. Like, yeah, it'd be great if you just got like $10,000 right now handed in front of you, but that's just not reality. You know, the $10,000 will take time to stack up day to day on a basis, and most people get paid probably either once a week, or every other week, bi-weekly. And so, really, all you can really do with your paycheck when you get it. And so the time in between paychecks, really all you have to do is manage the money that you have in that moment and make sure you're not overspending or doing the wrong things and just letting it go. Like, I get this whole frugal thing of people and the wave that they're on, and I've tried to be extremely ultra frugal, and it's worked in the past and at times, but also sometimes it's kind of like, it comes at a sacrifice of something, you know, and I've learned that now. Like, even if you did stray extremely frugal with stuff, like, you still need money to go out and enjoy yourself sometimes. Like, sometimes it's good to just get a nice restaurant meal. Do you have to get it 3 times a week spending your money? No. But it's definitely still good to go when you want to. Or say you want to go out and enjoy yourself, you might want to go to an event like Top Golf or like some activity that costs money. But you're so worried about money, you don't want to spend the money. Even though, like, granted, there are some activities that if you do too often, you'll definitely just stay in debt, and I get that. But also, you still have to enjoy your life in the same way. I feel like a lot of people nowadays, they kind of sit in this like, oh, let me stay in my room and locked in for like a year and not do anything and not spend no money. And if that works for you, that's cool if it doesn't deter to your happiness. But I learned from me, it doesn't do that. And so I have to, be mindful of myself and make sure that I'm okay, because for me, I can't stress about those things. I'm gonna still keep tracking my money and making sure everything's done correctly, but also I'm not gonna be worrying no much anymore. I'm gonna know that I'm gonna be fine. It's gonna take a minute, it's gonna take some time, and I'm cool with that. Like, because I know when the right time happens, it's gonna happen. And I think I shouldn't be stressing out as much as I am. At the end of the day, I'm 24 years old, and I'm still doing really good for my age, no matter what I might think about it. Could I be doing better? For sure. Were there mistakes made in the past? Definitely. But you can't harp on those things because they happen, and that's just what it is. And I just have to keep moving forward. Now, I also want to say too that, I think it is important as well when it comes to saving, is that, yeah, saving and spending less is important, but I also think too that getting higher income is also very important. And for me, I was never really a fan of the side hustles or second jobs. I really care more about just getting a higher paying job in general. But to get a higher paying job, you need the skills to match. And so that's something I'm working on a lot right now too. It's getting more skills added onto my resume and stuff, so I can end up getting a higher paying job. And that will really help me out a lot, because if I'm doing really good with the money I have now, imagine if I made at least like 8 to 10 thousand more dollars a year. That would definitely change a lot for me. And now I'm just waiting on that, just getting my skills, doing what I can, because I know eventually I won't be making the same income. I'm gonna go up higher. And then also too, just learning that not everything is all on me as well. Granted, I'm probably like 96% responsible, of all the things in my finances, but also I have to remember that we're in an economy and state of living right now where everything is expensive. Like it's not all just on me. I can't control that gas is almost $5, where I live, and I can't control that rents have gone up and that people don't have jobs anymore as much, and things have gone up, and groceries are up, and cars are, higher as ever, and the maintenance sucks on them. Like all these different things externally are impacting me as well. And I think that you just need to take time to understand too that like not everything is all on you as well. I granted you should take responsibility for your own self, and there's no excuses for that. Even though the economy is high and things are messed up, like you can still succeed in this economy. I don't want anyone to think you can't. But it's fine to remember that not everything is up to you. Like sometimes there are some things you just can't control. You can't control sometimes if your credit's messed up and now you had to get a car that it just has a terrible interest rate on it. Granted, did you mess up your credit back in the past? Yeah, you did, and that can be on you as well. And then also too, like if your car breaks down, sometimes cars just are really meant to break down. But also, could you have maintained it a little bit better and kept it up and updated? That's the thing too. So there's so many different factors when it comes to this, and that's why I don't trip out as much anymore, because I just understand that things happen, and this world is only going to get more expensive. I was having an argument, or not really an argument, but a debate with some of my coworkers at work. They're all a little bit older than me, and they were talking about how life used to be like 20, 30 years ago, when gas was like only like $6 to fill up the tank, and macaroni and cheese was only like 10 cents for a pack of three. It's funny just thinking like the difference in inflation from back then to now. And we're going to say the same thing 30 years from now. We're going to be like, man, remember when eggs, was only like $3? And 30 years from now, it might be like $20. Like, we'll see. But I have to remember that too, that inflation is always going to happen. It's only going to go up. And so that's just the way our world works. And so as inflation goes up and prices go up, I need to make sure that my net worth is going up as well through investing and, getting rid of debt. And also too, just enjoying my life in the same way. I think it's really important that you enjoy your life and you live life to the fullest. Granted, you do have to stay out of debt and try your best with things, but also too, like you're still young, like don't let it deter you too much. You can still enjoy your life with not always, overthinking about debt and how to fix it. And that's an important thing, because life still is gonna go on, and you still have to do things the right way. And that's why I don't, stress out too much about the money things, because I know it's gonna come and it's gonna happen. And I just have to keep moving forward and keep doing the right things to fix that for me, because life is just gonna life, and we're always gonna go through things no matter what. There's people that are in their 60s stressing about finances and stuff. So who am I to be talking about my situation? Because I know the way that I'm going in my path. Like I think I'll be fine, in my 60s through the way I'm moving now. But nothing's ever guaranteed or certain. So that's a bigger thing as well too. And I just have to keep moving forward and doing my thing. But let me know what you guys think in the comments about finances, and hopefully none of you can worry. But if you are, cast all your worries onto God, and we'll keep moving forward. I thank you guys for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.